Just wanted to make a quick video. It's 11:43 Central Time. About to watch these football games. NFL Sunday, but the college football playoff is set, and I agree. I agree with the whole. I agree with the whole four. Great job by the committee. Great job. Uh, all four conference champions. And they're seated like right where they're supposed to be. Oklahoma's number four. They beat Baylor for the Big 12 championship game. Big 12 championship in overtime yesterday. Hurts. That offense is pretty good. Hurts, Lamb, uh, Brooks. Those guys are explosive, and they're going to be a tough out. Clemson's number three. Dabo, he's got him on that little old Clemson, you know, diatribe about how they've been disrespected this year and all that stuff. That's gonna be a hell of a they're gonna be hell of a team to stop. Of course, Trevor Lawrence thought he was gonna be a Heisman finalist, but his slow start really killed him. But he got high at the right time. He got high at the right time, and plus, the ACC ain't what it used to be. So, congratulations to them. They're undefeated. Congratulations to them. They beat down Virginia in the ACC title game yesterday. Number two, Ohio State. Yes, I'm happy about that. Even though even though they're probably the most complete team on offense and defense, they're the most complete team in the nation. I give them that. I will give them that. But who they've beaten, who they've beaten. I mean, their best win is probably Penn State. Their best win is Penn State, and Penn State wasn't even that good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The best win is Penn State, and they weren't even that good. They beat Wisconsin yesterday for a second time. I mean, I really think that they lost out on the number one spot by getting down 14-0 in 21-7 at halftime to Wisconsin. Of course, they had the big second half, dominated them the rest of the way. But, I think that says something. Them getting down to Wisconsin. Wisconsin got a great defense. The offense just couldn't finish the job. But yeah, I think Ohio State deserves number two. I do. I mean, of course, Chase Young, Heisman finalist. I like him. Of course, Justin Fields, J.K. all day, and that great receiving core. Olave, Victor. I forgot the other one's name. I can't think of the other one's name right now. They're a great team. Like I said, the most complete team in the nation. But they deserve number two. Number one, LSU. LSU, dude, what? Five top 10 teams? Hold on. They beat Texas when they were beginning of the year on the roll when they were supposed to be good. They really disappointed. It's really not a big win as it should have been as it was at the beginning of the year. But they beat Alabama on the road. They beat who else did they beat? They beat somebody else. Uh, but I forgot who else they beat. No, they beat Florida. They beat Florida. I think they were on the road for that one too. Well, I think Florida went there. I'm sorry, but they beat what 4 or 5 top 10 teams when they were top 10 at that point. They clearly have the best wins of the year. They have the best wins of the year, and to beat down Georgia, who was the number 4 team in the nation, when they didn't even have to win. LSU didn't even have to win yesterday. It could have been a competitive game. Georgia could have won, and they still would have been in. But they went in there and they beat their ass. Was it 34-10? They beat the hell out of Georgia, who I believe should protest any game that they play in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, because that has not been a good venue for them. They get in the SEC title game. Georgia needs to protest that game be moved to a different venue, because they suck in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I should say Superdome. That's in New Orleans. they got to protest. That's terrible. That's terrible. I mean, that was the worst game. Of course, they had a good first half against Alabama in the title game a couple years ago in the SEC championship, but that's just a house of horrors for them. But anyway, LSU, man, I mean, big ups to Joe Burrow. Give him the Heisman. It's over. I mean, you ain't even, I don't even, y'all shouldn't even have the Heisman ceremony. Everybody else, Chase Young, Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, y'all just along for the experience. Joe Burrow walking away with that thing, and it shouldn't be close. It shouldn't even be close. But uh, they got it right, man. They got it right. LSU deserves that number one spot. They deserve it. They deserve it. And with the season that they've had, with the teams that they've beaten in the SEC, Burrow, hats off to you, dog. I mean, it looks like you might see Ohio State. Just give, I forgot where they say he was from. Was it not Albany, Ohio, but some start with A or some. They had the little shots of his at the church, his little watch party or whatever. But I'm pretty sure he'll see Ohio State in the title game, and that's crazy. And that's crazy to think that a dude that was behind he transferred out of Ohio State. It wasn't Justin Fields, of course, because he just transferred there. Was JT Barrett? Was he still there? I'm sorry. It was Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins. He transferred out. I think he played there. Played at LSU last year, and now he's probably going to get a chance to play Ohio State in the title game this year. It's crazy. Justin Fields transferred out of Georgia when he couldn't beat Jake Fromm. Look at how terrible Jake Fromm has looked this year. Not just yesterday. This year, he's had a really disappointing year. I think he needs to come back to college for his senior year. But those two guys with a chance to play for a national title. And, of course, Jalen Hurts. I think I said on a video on Twitter yesterday, Jalen Hurts transferring out of Alabama. People seriously questioning him. His development as a quarterback, Lincoln Riley's done a great job with him. And like people were saying yesterday on Twitter, Jalen Hurts is in the playoff. Alabama is not. I mean, they decided that Tua Tagovailoa was a guy. Of course, he did. Tagovailoa did take them. He did come in the second half and win the national title, and he did take them. He did take them to the SEC championship game, which Jalen Hurts came in relief and got them the SEC title win. And then, of course, Tua came back, and but they lost in the title game against Clemson. But it's a great redemption story for Jalen Hurts. No matter how this ends for him, it was a great redemption type story. To see this happen for him, him to go to Oklahoma and lead the Sooners back to the college football playoff. But yeah, the two games are set December 28th. LSU versus Oklahoma, Ohio State versus Clemson. Ohio State versus Clemson. Man, I'll tell you, that should be an instant classic. Seeing that Ohio State defense going up against Trevor Lawrence, J.K. Dobbins, like I said, that great receiving core, Olave, Victor, I forget the other one's name. Looking at Dobbins and Fields going against I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. It's like Lawrence and Etienne. I'm sorry. Lawrence and Etienne going up against Lawrence and Etienne, and then that great receiving core going up against the Ohio State defense. I'm sorry, with Young and those guys. I got that completely mixed up. But then, like I said, the Ohio State offense going up against the Clemson defense too. That should be a classic. That should be a classic game right there. LSU and Oklahoma, it's all about Oklahoma's defense and how they're going to. I mean, obviously, that game will come down to which defense makes the most stops, because LSU's defense is they're not that good either. Jake Fromm just made some bad decisions with the football yesterday, and they got turnovers. They got stops, but some of that was more from bad decisions with the football. That's what that was. So that game will come down to which defense makes the most stops. So I ain't gonna pick them just yet. I ain't gonna pick them just yet. I'll probably wait till probably like Christmas or something before I pick them games. But this is a hell of a playoff. This is a hell of a playoff. Now I still think that with the way these bowl games are going now, with the whole with players, marquee players from these college teams sitting out, especially the juniors and senior, the juniors that are projected to go high in the NFL draft. They're sitting out these games. Remember, it started with I don't know if it started, but it started with like Leonard Fournette when he came out. He decided not to play in their bowl game because they don't mean anything. I think they just need to take away some of these bowl games. I mean, really. I mean, I don't know. I understand you want to understand how it's been done and all that, but when you have the marquee players sitting out of these bowl games, of course, these games don't really mean anything. You're just playing for these are just exhibition games for a meaningless trophy. Meaningless trophy. There's only three games that matter: the semifinals and the national championship. And then before that, the BCS, there was only one game that mattered. It was the BCS championship. Whoever the top two teams in the poll was. So I mean, honestly, I just think you need to get rid of some of these bowls, or you need to make teams of like maybe 8 wins bowl eligible, and then you need to make it like the actual. They need to make the college football playoff like the NFL playoff is. NFL playoffs. So I'm serious. Not 8 teams, 6 teams. And I think you just need to give those 6 spots to the Power 5 conference championship winners and the group of 5 winner. The group of 5, the other big conferences, the American Conference, the Big East doesn't have a football conference, but what else am I thinking of? The American is the only one I can think of right now. Memphis, the ones that won that one. Those teams like Appalachian State, Boise State, the WAC and stuff. Those teams, whoever's better out of those teams gets to play. And then the top 2 teams, they get a bye. They go to December 28th, and then like the 4 teams. The 4 teams that are below them, 3 through 6, they play the next week. If I was doing a playoff, I'd do those 6 teams, and I'd have the just like the NFL playoffs. I'd have the top 2 conference winners get a bye. Top two winners get a bye, and then I'd have those other 4 conference championship winners play next week, and then the winner goes on to play. The winner goes on to the semifinals game to play the top 2 seeds, and then whoever the 2 teams come out at plays in the national title game, New Year's Day or the January 13th or something like that. Yeah, I would seriously have it NFL style. I would have it NFL style. That's the way I want the playoff to look. 8 teams, that's a little bit much. I mean, if you really want it to be about conference championships, then that's the way to go. About winning your conference championship, that's the way to go. Because I hate seeing 2 SEC teams or 2 ACC teams in a 4-team field. I don't like seeing that. I understand they may be better. They may be a better team, but you got to win your schedule. You got to win your schedule. You got to make these games count a little bit more, in my opinion. You should not be in a playoff if you're not a conference winner. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel. You should not have a chance to play for the national championship if you don't win your conference. So hopefully they make those changes in the future. Like I said, that's the way I would see it. That's the way I would want it. Oh, then the best team might not win the conference. Oh well. Hey, sometimes the best team doesn't win the Super Bowl. The best team doesn't win the NBA Finals. But you have to win your conference. You have to win. You, I don't know. I just don't. I just don't like the way it's formatted with four, because there's always those two extra teams that feel like, oh well, if I had a shot, if we had a shot, we would win. Won't just take that all away and just give them their chance. 6 teams, like I said, 6 teams, all Power Five conference championship winners. You take the schedule or whatever, or whether they're undefeated or how tough the schedule was, and you rank them like that. And then you give those Boise State, you give the Memphis teams. Oh, you're all talking. Oh, Alabama is better than Memphis. Why don't you give them the opportunity? Why don't you give them the opportunity? I remember, was it Nick Saban's what, second or third year? They played Utah in the Sugar Bowl, and Utah beat them down, beat them like they stole something. like I thought Alabama was supposed to be better than them. Of course we all remember Boise State when they beat the Adrian Peterson, Bob Stoops, Oklahoma team in the Fiesta Bowl that year. I'm like, give these other schools a chance, man. Give these other two schools a chance. You never know. You don't know. You think you know. But in any given Saturday in college football, any given Sunday in football, you never know what'll happen. So I give these small schools an opportunity to play for a title. I mean, stop making these schools like UCF just declare themselves national champions. Make them earn it. Just give them a chance to earn it. So, that's all I'm saying. But like I said, I can't wait for these playoff games. They should be great. But again, I do want to see a different format as far as the college football playoff, like I said, but I don't want to see the 18 playoff. If you don't win your conference, ain't no need for discussion.